Hi everyone, this is your sewing teacher Veronica, and this is series of videos for beginners. And in this video I will explain how to work with patterns. This will be video specifically about electronic patterns and how to measure yourself. This is also a very important step. And in another video I will show you how to work with magazines. So what is important? First of all, if you're a very beginner, I really recommend you to start with working with patterns. Do not start making your own patterns. Do not go to pattern making courses, because I see some of my students really wanting to create everything from zero, and they're really excited about pattern making. But this is huge field and that takes a lot of time to learn it, and you will see the result of you can finish the dress after, I don't know, several months only. So as a teacher, I see that a lot of people just lose motivation at all, and they hate sewing if they start with pattern making from the beginning. So I highly recommend you to start with ready-made patterns that you can buy online. And there are so many websites right now, so many magazines. You can find almost any model now on Etsy, wherever. So please start with ready patterns, and slowly you will develop your skills and you will be able to make really amazing projects. Okay, so I will show you how to work with electronic patterns, what you need to start with, and I will show this on the example of my favorite website. It's called wikisews.com. I have to say that I recommend this website to all my students. They are not paying me for this, but I really like their product, and I think for beginners it's really important to start with good patterns. These patterns, first of all, they are quite trendy. So if you know Burda, this is very old German brand. They make mostly old-fashioned design. This brand, they make really trendy things. The other thing, they have really good fitting. What I mean is that when you finish your item, it sits good on you, and you may have may need to make some adjustments, but it's not like you have to change everything. Sometimes with Burda and the other websites, you have to change really a lot, and it just looks bad on you. So with this website, it's not the case. And the last and the most important part, they have very, very clear instructions. Everything is step by step. So they basically give you the PDF file with all the steps from beginning till the end, what you have to make, and they have picture of every step. So for beginners, I think this is really crucial and very important to start with good instructions, because if you get lost, you're going to just give up and do not finish your project. Okay, so let's go to their website. I will show you how it works and what you need to know before you start. Okay, so we are on this Wikisews website. They offer different things like patterns, courses, blog. I really like their patterns, so let's go to this page. And they actually have a folder for beginners. So because we are beginners, let's go there. Look, and you can see these dots on every pattern. This is difficulty, and 2 dots, this is normally suitable for beginners. 2.5 as here, you can see even suitable for beginners. Sometimes it's intermediate. So I advise you to start with suitable for beginners. For example, this one, 2 dots. Let's go to this pattern and let's take a look what they give you. So basically, first part is just explanation, what is this model, and then they tell you about recommended materials. This is important because not every material will work with this model. For example, this is stretchy fabric, so they give you all the options that you need, that you can buy to have the same look. You cannot really make something like that from cotton, not stretchy material. It will not look the same. So what I recommend you to do, because you're a beginner, most likely you don't know these materials, I recommend you just take a picture, screenshot of this. And when you go to the fabric store, show it to the person who works there and say, I want to make something like that. This is the list of recommended materials. Please help me to choose something. They will show you the options, what they have in this store. Because I understand that it's very hard to choose correct fabric when you don't know a lot about them. Next, what they give you how many meters of fabric you need. Depends on your size and depends on how tall are you. You can see it here, and the size is here. About this I will explain more, because it's very important to understand your size correct. Okay, So if you have size 42 and you are 173, this one, so it will be like 42 on this side and 3 here. You will need 1 meter of fabric. Okay, this is how it works. This is first part when your fabric is 1 meter 40 wide. This is like a standard one. And this is in yards. If you live in another country, you maybe need it in yards. Okay, so you can take a look at all of them, but the most important is the first one. They also explain if you need some other materials, you can read it here. Equipment, that you need sewing machine, overlock, and the other things. And by the way, overlock you don't need, like most of the time in the beginning you can use your sewing machine, but I will explain about this later. So you can read all this information. The most important is your size. I really want to focus on this point because size that you normally buy in the store when you go to buy clothes can be totally different from the size here. So please, every time when you buy pattern, you have to check the size chart, this size chart. So it's very important every time double check your size. I will explain you now how to measure yourself because I think some of you don't know your measurements and some of you can make mistakes, some common mistakes. So next part of this video will be how to measure yourself, and then I will show you how to choose your size. Next part, I will show you how to measure yourself, what is important, how you can avoid some common mistakes. So we can start with this right now. So we're going to measure ourselves. You need measure tape, piece of paper, and something to write. Okay, so to choose your pattern, your size, you basically need only 3 measurements: hips, waist, and the bust. This will be enough. Sometimes they give you more like options, but if you know these 3, that's enough to choose your size. Okay, when you measure yourself, all these 3 measurements, the measure tape should be horizontal. This is very important, and a lot of people make this mistake. So what I mean, if I measure my waist, it should be really parallel to the floor. It doesn't go up on the back or it doesn't go down. It should be really like parallel to the floor line, straight, not going like this or like this. Okay, with every measurement, and the hip and waist and bust. First, the waist. So it's quite easy one. Just go around the smallest part here and do not make it too tight. Don't stay like this. You have to be relaxed. Okay, so you measure it around and see how much you have. I have 67, so I just write it down, 67 my waist. Okay, then I go to my bust. This one is a bit harder, especially if you measure yourself, like yourself, so you don't have anyone else who is helping you, because very often you don't see your back and the measure tape goes up. I think it's going up now, so this is not correct. It should go straight. Okay, so look in the mirror. I hope I cannot see myself now, but I hope it is straight line like this. And you have to measure the biggest part. So it's like around your nipple area. This will be normally the biggest area of your bust. Okay, so just look in the mirror, check that your back is not going up or down. And again, not too loose, not too tight. I have 87, so 87 bust. Okay, it's also important that you wear the bra that you will wear with these clothes. So at home we can wear like sport bra or no bra at all, but if you go somewhere, maybe you wear push-up, so then the measurement will be totally different, and it's important that you measure in the bra that you will wear with this dress or wherever you're making. Okay, let's go to the hips. I think this measurement is the most difficult one because people often, we need to find the biggest area here. Okay, so a lot of people measure it a bit high, so it's not the biggest area, and then the skirt or trousers or dress is small in this area. Okay, so what you have to do, again, the measure tape should be parallel to the floor, not going up or down. Okay, this is step number 1. And step number 2, it should be the biggest area. So how can I check that this is the biggest one? You will be able to pull it down like this through the hips down. Look, now I do this and it's stuck. It means that this is not the biggest area. It means that you need to make it a bit looser and try to pull it down I can pull it down. It means it was the biggest size, the measurement, and I check what I have, 93. And also what is important, when you start measuring yourself, you have to wear something not too huge, like not hoodie or sweater that will add centimeters. You need to measure your body. So it can be like t-shirt and leggings, it can be like dress like this, something quite tight, okay? Some people even measure like with wearing like underwear, so you have no extra on your body and you measure exactly the measurement of your body. So please do not measure your waist when you have on top hoodie or like a huge sweater. It will add like 10-15 centimeters to your waist. This will be not correct measurement, okay? So please pay attention to this. Okay, I have my measurements on this paper now, and what I do, I check my basically first bust. They have, my bust is 87, so it's around 38, a little bit 1 centimeter less than 38. Waist is 67, this is also almost 38, and my hips are 93. So my size is 38, it's 1 centimeter less, but that's okay anyway. If it's a little bit less or bigger, you can take the size that matches. But very often people have situation when they have bigger bust or bigger hips. Okay, so if you have situation when you cannot choose one size, like one measurement is one size, the other measurement is the other size. So what you do, you have to think what you're making. If you're making trousers, then we don't care about bust, okay? We need hips and we need waist. Then you look at these two measurements only. If you're making blouse, top, wherever, like on something that is only top part, then you look at bust and the waist only, and we don't care about hips. But if you're making a dress or a coat, something where we have all three measurements, what you have to do then? In this case, you focus on your bust measurements. So if it's your hips are not matching, your waist is not matching, but it's important that your bust will match. Why we choose this? Because it's much easier to adjust your waist and hips, and I will show it in another video how to do this, then adjust your bust. Why? Because here, if you have a dress like I do have now, you have connection with the sleeve, and if you want to make it smaller or bigger, it will affect the armhole, and then you will need to change it here, you will need to change your sleeve. So it's a lot of work and you can get lost in this. So it's much easier to make sure this part will be correct, but adjust hips and waist. And follow me actually to see the next video how to change your pattern, because I see that this problem many people have, and it's not hard to adjust your pattern. So I know my size is 38. I go back. Oh no, actually I have another page. So this is my model that I want to buy, the pattern. I know my size, so it will be 38. And they also ask you, how tall are you? I'm 173. So I choose this, and then I buy this pattern, and at the end they will send you, as soon as you pay, they will send you PDF file. So I want to show you how the pattern looks. I go to my personal account, patterns, and here are some patterns that I bought before. And look, here they give you all these files that you can save. And look, there are actually many files. We can take a look at all of them. First one is the pattern with the, like, everything is on the big paper. So if you have a plotter somewhere, you have a chance to print it on this big size. It's 900 and 1400. You can print this one. I always print this one, A4. This is normal paper size. You can print it at home. So I always use this one. So you will need to save this file if you want to follow the same like steps that I do. And you will also need instruction. This is the most important file that tell you all the steps. You can see pictures of every step, so this is really important for beginners. Okay, so it's the most important instruction, and pattern A4. You can also print A0. This is, or this one, this is like the big like printer, you will need to have this big printer or just go and print it somewhere. Okay, in next video I will show you how to print pattern, how to connect pattern, and I will have some other videos about how to change your pattern if your size is not matching in your 3 measurements, and like everything you need to know to start. So don't forget to follow me, and I also have Instagram and TikTok. The links will be in description, and you will learn a lot of things if you follow me, because I post some tips and tricks that are good to know. And I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye.